Good old culture card. As someone who's played the culture card a couple of times, I think the culture card is something our people play when we want a short-circuit relationship. It's short-circuiting the explanation. Sometimes it's, you know what, there's family business on that I really need to attend to, and sometimes we do it as a protective layer without going into the detail of saying all of the things that are wrong. I've really got sick kids that I can't make it here today and that's why I'm late, rather than say, no, it's just cultural obligations. And what that does is tell our people that we're partnered with is, that's private. You don't need to know that. That's my culture card. But sometimes we play it against each other and we think we know what we mean, but actually we're not saying the things that are under the table. I actually don't want to turn up here on time. I don't actually really know if I think this job is a place I want to work in. And culture card, I think, when we play it, is our way of saying, I won't tell the full reality because I don't feel safe, or I really don't want to. And sometimes it's important to be more explicit than to partner with people and actually actively disagree. It's not culturally appropriate because we don't like to do conflict face to face. But sometimes when we're wanting to do deep collaboration, when we're wanting to work together to change something, there's a different purpose there. And I think we have to question whether playing that card actually gets us to where we want to go. And sometimes it's not a helpful thing, it's not an appropriate thing, not if the purpose is to get us somewhere deeper, someplace better.
So, I mean, I've seen the culture card being played by white people, as in, we don't know enough, I don't have enough cultural awareness, I don't want to get it wrong, you know, standing on eggshells, so therefore we do nothing. We use it as an excuse not to do anything. And having been on the receiving end of the culture card, it's been at moments when, and because of the work that I'm doing in facilitating collaborations, it's usually been when we've been at an edge where there's tension's gone up, there's conflict, and people are checking, am I safe? Am I safe enough to go into this? And so what we do when that happens is, I think it's really important to kind of hold steady. And I think what I've learned into is, what I've done in the past is completely retreated and stepped back. And I've not been useful when I've done that. I've not brought forward the power that I've got in that position or the knowledge, so I haven't been able to be useful. And I've seen that happen time and time again in collaborations when people get that accusation, which is inevitable in this space, to really deeply understand, well, what is that about? And so it's kind of counterintuitive that to hold steady and lean into it and inquire and ask the questions about what does that mean, and not make it personal, but actually, you know, in the work that we were doing together, it was very much around, so what's happening right now that is making people feel culturally unsafe, or that this isn't culturally appropriate, and owning my own part in that, even if it's only 1%, which is like, yep, you're absolutely right. And I mean, when I've had accusations of that, how I've got through it is gone, yep, as a white person, I'm going to get it wrong. I can only see things through a white lens. And sometimes that's not going to be useful. So I'm here to learn as well. I'm not going anywhere. But yet, use me as a case in point of all those stupid white people who are going to get it wrong. And we can learn from this, and I can learn from this. But to do that, it was after running away and kind of hiding many times to get to a place where I was able to go, what part of this is personal, that actually is something that I did, that I messed up, and I've got to learn from that. And what bit of this actually will just keep happening, and let's use it as a learning opportunity for all of us. So to hold yourself and other people in that moment to learn from it, and not take it personally.
But look, the culture card is also it's almost like an inbuilt safety mechanism for when we're feeling the slightest bit of fear and threat. And this is why purpose is important, because sometimes if we hit the ejector button on you too early and we shoot out of a situation, it's like standing up and walking out of the movie before the music changes and the hero gets back up and we saw the end, and then we realised, we're safe after all. The good guys win at the end. And we need to know what the purpose is to feel safe. We need to know what the purpose is to sit there in the hot seat longer than we ordinarily would for the change we want to see. Purpose is everything. And I think when we are conscious of when the card, we're going to flip out the culture card, actually, no, I'm going to hold this one, because we need to say why this is hard and why it's struggling, or what our fear is. And sometimes we just throw that one out because I actually didn't like the way you said that. Can I just say that was unsafe? That was something in your tone. It pushed a button in me. You sounded like my school teacher did when I was in 3rd grade. And it could be any number of things. But when we know our purpose, when we know our shared aspirations between the non-Indigenous group that's coming to partner with, it gives us clarity on which role we pull out, which role we take up, and which one to be intentional about rather than reactive about.